After importing the house model into Blender, the first step toward creating photorealistic interior renders is setting up and positioning the cameras. At the top of the interface, make sure the Layout tab is selected, if it isn't already. Then, switch the viewport shading mode to Material Preview, so you can see the materials applied to the objects in your scene. The Layout workspace also allows us to create new objects. To add a camera, go to the Add menu and select Camera. By default, new objects are placed at the position of the 3D cursor. Since this is the only camera in the scene, it automatically becomes the active camera. Let's see how we can position the camera in the kitchen, similar to how it's done in Sweet Home 3D. First, make sure the camera is selected by clicking it in the outliner. Then, go to the View menu, hover over Align View, and choose Align Active Camera to View. Once again, go to the View menu, hover over Navigation, and select Walk Navigation. Use the arrow keys and your mouse to move the camera through the kitchen. When you're ready, click in the viewport to exit Walk Navigation mode and position the camera where you want it. The orange frame represents the active camera's view. It shows exactly what will be rendered in the final image or animation. You can zoom in or out of the camera's view using the mouse scroll wheel or the zoom control in the viewport. To set the camera's focal length, go to the Properties panel below the outliner and click on the camera icon. By entering a smaller value for the focal length, we increase the camera's field of view. In our example, we'll set the focal length to 25. Press the key to toggle the sidebar visibility. Then, go to the Item tab. Here, you can fine-tune the camera's position and rotation using the values in the Position and Rotation fields. Adjusting the Z value under Position will move the camera up or down. For rotation, the X value controls the tilt of the camera, Z rotates it around the scene, and it's generally best to leave the Y value at 0 for consistent orientation. It's a good practice to give meaningful names to items in the outliner, as it makes them easier to locate later. For example, we can rename the camera by double-clicking on it in the outliner and changing its name to Kitchen Camera. Let's see how we can add a second camera to our scene. First, go to the Layout tab, click on the Add menu, and choose Camera. As you can see in the outliner, the newly added camera is automatically selected. Next, head to the View menu, select Cameras, and then click Set Active Object as Camera. Once that's done, go back to the View menu, navigate to the Navigation options, and select Walk Navigation. Since we've already designed the house in Sweet Home 3D and are familiar with each area, navigating through the space is easy. We can move around using the arrow keys and control the direction with the mouse. Let's walk through the kitchen, notice the kitchen camera there, and head upstairs using the staircase. Now let's enter one of the bedrooms on the first floor. Before exiting Walk Navigation mode, carefully position the camera at your desired starting view, then left-click to exit the mode. Now, let's adjust the camera settings. In the Properties panel, select the Camera tab and set the focal length to 25 mm. Press the In key to show the sidebar. Under the Item tab, make fine adjustments to the camera's position and rotation by dragging the values in the Location and Rotation fields. Once we're happy with the camera's position, we double-click it in the outliner and rename it to bedroom camera. To switch between different camera views in your scene, first locate the desired camera in the outliner. For example, to view the kitchen, click on Kitchen Camera in the outliner to select it. Then, go to the View menu at the top of the viewport, hover over Cameras, and choose Set Active Object as Camera. The viewport will now display the scene from the kitchen camera's perspective. To switch to the bedroom camera, simply repeat the process. But we're not quite ready to press the shutter yet. First, we need a render engine, a realistic sky, and an accurate sun position aligned precisely in the celestial sphere, based on the geographic coordinates of our home. Don't forget to check out the upcoming videos. Be sure to subscribe so you won't miss any future updates. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.